Hola, everyone, and welcome to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. First up, actor Ivan Goris talks about the new play, 5 Sessions, A War in Therapy. And then, young entrepreneur at SoHarlem, Zaire Benjamin, joins us to discuss his new fashion line, Project Za. And after that, we're joined by Dr. Miguel Gelpi and Laraine Batís-Gelpi, who share their recently published book, The Road of the 78 Prayers. And finally, our open artist spotlight shines on Casita, South Bronx Culture Festival, and Bombazo Dance Company. And we close out the show with a Bombazo dance presented by Bombazo Dance Company. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Welcome back to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche. For the next hour, inviting you to get social with us online. That is, follow us on all social media platforms at Bronxnet TV. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on all social media platforms as well at Rhina Valentin. And welcome once again to Open. We are 20 years on air this May of 2026. And also, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as you know, we advocate mental health awareness. And so in honor of this, our first guest he's going to share an exciting new play called 5 Sessions, A War in Therapy. And this play is actually an intense psychological drama that questions society's systemic injustices and the limits of institutional care. It's set in present day New York City, and the play is about a recent graduate therapist of privilege and his patient, a Latino building superintendent, who's on the edge, shaped by grief, exploitation, and systemic neglect. This is presented by Barrio Independent Productions. The play confronts the uncomfortable truths at the intersection of human behavior and social reality. And here to tell us more about 5 Sessions is actor Ivan Goris, who plays the lead actor.
Hello.
Hi, Ivan.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm trying not to get too close because it's early in the morning. My breath, I smell it, so I'm trying not to get too close to you.
Oh, okay.
Respectfully.
Well, I appreciate that because you don't even look like yourself. But I was.
Yeah, it's been a rough 2 weeks. I'm hurting right now.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Right, off camera, no, because I'm saying I assume this is for the character.
Yes. This is why I have a hat on. Usually when I come here, I'm really nice. I have my hair done, but my hair is a mess right now. My face is a mess. My spirit feels messy. Like the play is very deep and it's taking a toll on me. And I'm extremely tired, but I'm so appreciative of you, of Open. I like when you do this, of Open. I love Bronxnet. Thank you for having us here. It's an experience, and it's something that at least people that are in the working class should come see this play.
Right.
The people of color should come see this play. Because this play, the super is talking about a situation, being born in a system that wasn't really made for him.
Right.
It wasn't made for him. It was made for him to work in.
Right.
So that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic, right? You talk about to work in, not for him, right? And so, I gave like a summarized synopsis of the play, and I emphasized on the ledge because in your promotional materials you show him on top of the building.
Yes.
So. It's a serious play, it seems?
Extremely silly.
And so the fact that you're expressing yourself in the way that you are, I can only imagine what you're going through, because if you're evoking those emotions and tapping into, I want to say, even a place that I don't think any of us really like to visit,
Yeah.
right?
And it's a thing that it's very taboo. We don't like to talk about it, right?
Right.
We don't like to talk about the things that hurt us, right? We don't like to talk about the things that are like out there that we need to talk about. It's taboo, but we need to talk about
Right,
it.
right.
Mental health is a serious issue in our country.
Yes.
This is not a game.
No, it's extreme at this point.
It's extreme.
It's on steroids right now.
It's steroids. It's like it's a monster. It's the Hulk now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we need to get a control of it. And the only way to do that is to really talk about it, to have pieces like this come out. Have it make you feel uncomfortable. That's the point.
Right.
That's the point. Feel uncomfortable in that. Feel uncomfortable because that might be your brother that's going through that and you may not even know. It might be somebody in your family, your friends. It's important to talk about these things because at some point, he is on the edge. I don't want to give away the story.
I know, but you put it on the promotional material,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like, okay, he's on the edge. He's on the edge, and you're showing him on the edge, which leaves us to wonder, like, has he gone to that place, right, of questioning his existence? And that's me being diplomatic in my language, right?
That's perfect because that's exactly what we want to show. He is at the edge. But is it figuratively or is it literally? That's the difference.
That's
is it
good.
figuratively
Yeah.
or is it literally? And that's what the play shows. Or is it both?
That's the beauty of theater,
Yes.
actually, that you actually can play with scenarios in a way that it's up for interpretation.
Definitely.
Now, what I read, I should say, is that you also include the audience in a way that they're part of the situation, or like they're in the situation. In where I read somewhere that there's some combative or some kind of uncomfortability that you're like intentionally provoking for people to feel. So I didn't know how to interpret that.
That's exactly it because it's like what I was saying earlier. We want that audience to feel uncomfortable. Most of the people that come to the theater, well, we want working class people to come to the theater. That's what we really want.
Right.
But we want those.
Why working class? Why is this so important to you?
Why it's important because this play is talking about the working class.
Okay.
Specifically the working class.
Right.
Specifically the working class of people of color. How we are always in that box of you're the working class, keep going, you're paying taxes, blah, 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 you know?
Right,
So
right.
we're specifically calling on the working class to come see this play because that's where it's not being talked about. In that bubble, it's go to work, do this, do that. You're always constantly moving there. You're not talking about this stuff. You're always busy doing stuff. And it's important that we talk to that particular group in particular.
Right, and so again, going back to being specific with regards to the working class, and just based on what you shared in the constant going, the suppressing, the possibly not really even being aware that it's there, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's this level of autopilot in punching in, clocking out.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
Right, and so
Absolutely.
right, and so. And then there's also the people of color community. I mean, I want to say from a Latino's perspective, it's something that now there's a better understanding of, like, we have to talk things out.
We have to. It's important because, I mean, you're talking about generational trauma. Mm-hmm. You're talking about individual trauma. You're talking about financial trauma. You're talking about work trauma, and then you're talking about family trauma. All that stuff is coming together for the working class, and we don't think about it because we're constant bills. This month is coming up. The daycare is due. The phone. You're not thinking about what's going on in your mind, and soon enough, if you're in that place, it can snap so fast when the reality just smacks you in the face, and that's when you become immobile. Literally, like, you can't move, and that's what we're trying to avoid people to get to, or fighting, or just exploding. We're trying to avoid getting people there. That's why this play is important, because if we're seeing it on stage, maybe you don't have to do it out there.
Right.
Maybe you can see a reflection of yourself or somebody else and be like, wow, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to go to that point, you know?
And you know, when it comes to theater, I feel like it's a culture that us as thespians, and I say us because I'm a thespian.
And a good one, too.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's my go-to when I do want to experience or feel something in real time and shared it with other people, with strangers, right? Because that's the whole idea of going to theaters, whether it be the movies or live theater. I personally prefer live theater. However, and the reason I'm opening up like this is like it becomes questionable when you're saying to people, you're going to come and you're going to feel uncomfortable. So, like, it becomes a question of like, well, people want to go to theater to feel good and forget about things. And, they want to hear music, everybody wants to dance and we want a happy ending. And I'm not saying that there isn't a happy ending because I don't know. It hasn't opened yet. But I mean, you get my point.
I get your point. That's a good question. But as a society where we are now, we've been leaning too much. And this is just my opinion. We've been leaning too much on the entertainment factor rather than our jobs as actors and thespians is to hold the mirror up to society and be like, hey, I'm just giving you back what you're putting out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the entertainment is great and it's fun and I love superhero movies and Spider-Man shows and all that. I love it. But there has to be a point. There has to be a balance. It can't just all be for fun. There has to be a message. What is the message? You could throw out good messages or you could throw out negative messages. The point is to just reflect society. Let them think about that for themselves when they leave the theater. If you dance and you had a good time, awesome. I don't think that's display, but if you leave like that, hey.
You're like, hey, if that's how you interpret it,
if that's how you interpreted it, awesome, because that's what it's for. It's for interpretation and how you see it, the audience member.
I got you. And so before we go, we got to talk about the logistics. Like, is it a one-act play? Is it?
It's a one-act play.
It's a one-act play. So,
yes,
and
4 actors.
4 actors, you.
Belange Rodriguez, Kyle Glenn, and Bill Bletchenberg. It's written by Jaime Estades, directed by Edward Torres.
And it's going to run for...
We're running from May 22nd to the 24th, then from the 29th to the 31st.
Okay, so it's weekend runs.
Yes, weekend ones.
And so for you, my dear friend Ivan, because you opened up this whole segment with like, I'm burnt out. How has that been for you? Because you have to evoke these emotions on a regular and on command, no less.
I love acting because of this. I had an issue when I was younger, a mental health issue. I didn't know what was going on then. I went to therapy, did what I had to do, got myself centered again. And when I stumbled onto this play, when I was offered this play, man, everything came flooding back. Everything, like the floodgates opened up, and I really lost myself for a second. But then I centered myself again, and I said, why am I doing this? What's the important thing about this character? The important thing about this character is, especially how social media and how the world is going right now, this character is everybody right now.
Got it.
This character, everybody could understand where he's coming from, no matter the gender. If you work, you're gonna understand where he's coming from. If you feel like you're being exploited, you're gonna understand where he's coming from. If you feel like nobody knows how to understand you, you're gonna understand where he's coming from and why it's so important that he says this out loud. You need to say it in order for the universe to catch it.
Beautiful, and we caught it. And I thank you for your transparency.
Thank you.
No, thank you for bringing it here. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Oh,
I know. I feel it.
Thank you.
Ivan Goris, everyone. Oh my gosh. Yes, I think we all need to check this play out, right? And so if you're interested in attending the play, it runs from May 22nd through the 31st on the weekends, and it is part of the Factory series at Chain Theater, located at 312 West 36th Street, and that's in New York. And once again, the play is 5 sessions, and it's being presented by Barrio Independent Productions. And if you're interested in more information, you can visit BIP-NYC.com. All right, stay tuned. Zaire Benjamin is coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. My next guest is a young fashion designer who is born to disrupt and make rooms uncomfortable, right? Uncomfortable is the theme for today's episode, right? He's not interested in playing it safe or making normal clothes. His latest collection called Project Za exemplifies his raw vision, fueled by rebellion, hood genius, and chaos. Wepa, right? The project mixes fantasy featuring bold silhouettes, unusual props, and polka dots. It is a combination of humor mixed with pain. It's serious and unserious at the same time. His goal is to make people question fashion and turn their weirdness into identity. Here to share more, we welcome young entrepreneur at SoHarlem, Zaire Benjamin. Hello and welcome.
Hey, Rhina. Nice for having me. Appreciative of your time. I'm excited.
I know. What was that? Let's get it, right?
Let's do it.
Well, first, I want to acknowledge you and congratulate you on your journey thus far.
Thank you.
I want to share with our audience a little background on SoHarlem, right? Because they speak so highly of you. They love you so much. And I understand that you started with them and you were 16 and you're, what, you're 20 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So that's your family at this point in your business family or your development family. Yes, right? And so I want our audience to have a better understanding of what SoHarlem is, because I know that you started doing workshops there, and then you went into apprenticeship, and now you're an entrepreneur within the establishment.
Yeah. So SoHarlem's the money spot. Now let me stop.
Oh, that's a nice soundbite. I bet they're gonna love that one.
Like, word. What? SoHarlem is like a creative incubator space up in Harlem with different seamstress, designers, entrepreneurs, everybody with different businesses, and all in one space. We offer different programs, services, like learn how to create patterns. Like we offer workshops. We offer a lot of different things. I feel like SoHarlem is just a big family for me, and like they definitely helped me alongside of me just emerging as a designer, emerging as an individual, like just everything. I feel like SoHarlem is a definitely spot that you got to check out, because when I started, I'm like, yo, this is in Harlem? I was like, ain't no way, that's crazy. So, yeah, like, I just love SoHarlem.
Yeah, it's a huge, it's a very fascinating experience just to walk in. It's in the Mink building, and I just love that they're really fostering the upcoming designers, and the way they're doing it is also with a business strategy behind it, and you also have mentors, because you know Javier Valencia, we have featured him. We did a fashion show of Javier Valencia.
That's my man. That's my dude.
And so now we're going to talk about you and your style and how you found your I guess your niche and what that journey has been like for you.
So I say my style is always experimental. Like it's always gonna be evolving. It's experimental. I think I definitely started like making clothes, playing around with clothes and just pieces during quarantine. Definitely like just creating like different things, like dog collars on pants, puzzle pieces on pants, like a lot of weird and like whimsical things. And you know, being around a lot of creative people and a lot of creative influences definitely inspired me a lot to definitely keep going and like to definitely just actually see that the grass is green on the other side. And I definitely really honed in on making clothes, definitely because, you know, me being a bigger set, obviously, a lot of clothes weren't easily accessible to me, for sure.
I see you like polka dots too, and you like juxtaposing patterns. We're looking at some images right now. If you just take a look, right?
God,
yeah, so you're saying clothes were not accessible to you, but yet you seem to be extremely experimental, which we love.
Yo, I love. It's chaotic, it's refreshing, it's weird, it's different. It's something that you're not gonna see always immediately. And I think I love, especially for this project, I wanted it to be something where it's whimsy, it's comical, it's theatrical, it's refreshing. You know, I feel like fashion, we're in a day and era where everything tries to be put in a box. We try to categorize things, and you know, life just doesn't work like that. Like, I'm sorry, life really does not work like that. We can't put fashion into a box or what makes us feel comfortable. Fashion is supposed to be uncomfortable. Fashion is supposed to spark conversation. It's supposed to spark controversy. Like, I love pieces. I think the most strongest pieces are pieces that people love, hate, cry about, dislike, whatever. equal, like so many different reactions, but that reaction within itself has power.
Right,
That's
right.
impactful.
I mean, who walks around wearing cabinets on their head, right? So let's talk about these pieces on the table. We've got a cabinet, we've got a sink, a kitchen sink.
Yeah, we got everything. We got.
Okay, wait. Right now we're looking at the kitchen sink.
Oh,
okay,
my
and so this
God.
is an actual hat, mi gente. Okay, this is an actual hat. Maybe I'll be brave enough to try one on. I don't know.
No, we definitely got to.
Oh, yeah, they're kind of heavy, but they're not. And so talk to me about these pieces and why you've created this household environment front and center.
So let's talk about it.
Uh-huh.
So honestly, off the bat, I started this concept like I think like a couple years ago. I don't even remember how many years ago, but it's definitely evolving. Like I said, everything is experimental, evolving. When I started these hats, I think I just started with like some gnomes, and it built to real life organic sceneries. And I always want to pride myself on just like creating things that I see in New York City that I love, the trash bags, the eggs. You know,
Oh, I
different
didn't even
things,
notice
like-
the trash bags.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, can we zoom in on this? They were zooming in on this one, but I want them to see. Look, this. Oh my goodness, there's eggs, there's trash bags.
Listen, even in the cat, hold on, let's open that door real
There's
quick.
a cat in there.
There's tissue, there's everything.
Oh, in the
like,
cabinet. Oh my gosh.
Everything, like I feel like
Okay.
everything has
So
its
that's
purpose.
a different one, and I'm going to bring that one into camera. This one also has trash bags, so it definitely represents New York.
You get what I'm saying?
And then this one has a futon. What is that on the side there?
So it has a couch, it has a book, it has a light, it has pots and pans. We still cooking with pots and pans. Stop playing trash bags. I think just honestly.
Oh, and it
reminding
has
me-
a light.
the light. Yes, don't forget about the light. If it was
has-
dark right now, she would be shining.
Oh my goodness. Look at that. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure that they can see what we're talking about. The little light there. And then we have this one. I'm going to bring it into the camera, which is another couch. It looks like it has a mirror.
Yeah,
Is that a mirror? This one has a mirror. And of course, we've got the trash cans. the trash
Can't
bags,
forget.
I should say, not the
Can't
cans. We got
forget.
the trash bags, which is very symbolic of New York, right? Because we all can't
Yeah,
stand
we all
trash
see
day.
it.
Right? No, trash day, it's like, oh gosh, we gotta walk by the mountains, right?
Word. Literally.
And so I understand that you do very well, like down in Washington Square Park with these items.
Yeah, like so I had a pop-up a few years ago with one of my friends, my creatives, and yeah, like it went crazy. I think, you know, this project honestly is so surprising because I didn't expect this to take off how it did. Like this, out of all my pieces, I feel like my hats are the most memorable things that everybody talks to me about, which I love, and like it's just like one of one. Like honestly, once you see it, it's like, nah, you're never gonna see this again. So actually, I might as well. Hold on, what we doing? Like we gotta talk. Like,
Absolutely. And I'm a one-of-one kind of gal. And obviously, the work that's put into this, you could tell they're not replicated.
Yeah.
They may have some similarities, but they all have their own unique story.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand you did a launch on TikTok. Before we go, let's talk about that.
yeah, so I launched it both on TikTok and Instagram. So I wanted to just drop it. I think for me personally, I want to drop it in the physical. I feel like a lot of things for certain drops, we think too much of the business aspect, and I think that is good, but a lot of the times you gotta learn how to take risks in order to get feedback, in order to get data, and I think that's the problem. Because I'm young, I'm allowed, like I feel like, listen, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I'm the CEO of my program, so pardon me.
I love that language. You are the CEO of your
I
own
really
program.
am. So it's like part of me, like I don't have to go the generic route. And I think me going the route that I did got me way more response, way more feedback, way more data than, you know, just the regular.
Be concerned with landing a fashion show and things
Yeah.
of that nature. I got you. You're innovative.
Thank you.
It's visible. I mean,
Word.
look at you. Look at this. I love it all. So which one do you think I should try on before we close out the segment? I like the one with the light.
Yeah, the one with the
light. I'm
light.
like, okay, because I'm going to close out with wearing it. Oh, my God. I hope it doesn't mess up my hair. But I do want to acknowledge you, Zaire. Congratulations on your journey thus far. And we also want to acknowledge SoHarlem for bringing Zaire to us. You guys, here we go. Here we
Let's
go.
do
Here
it.
we go.
Here
Here
we
we
go.
go. Here we go. Oh, my God.
Hold on. Oh,
wait
we
a
got.
minute.
Here
It goes
we
with
go
my
again.
look.
Hold on.
It goes with my look. Don't
That's
play.
real cute. Don't play with them.
Oh
Don't
my
play.
goodness. Okay, we are ready to go.
I know that's right.
What? It goes with my look. All right, mi gente, once again, Zaire Benjamin, and for more information on Project ZA, you can follow Zaire on IG at Project ZA. And for more information on Zaire, you can also follow him on IG at Thai-Zai, Thazai, right? Is I?
That's right.
All right,
Let's do
I.
it.
Look at these hats.
And don't forget to shop at SoHarlem, because SoHarlem is my family, and I always got to represent.
And we love how they're just cultivating this next generation of fashion designers.
Hey.
Now, Zaire. All right, you guys, we got to go. Stay tuned. There's more open when we return. I love.
19.7% of Bronxites currently experience food insecurity. Meanwhile, instead of these nice, colorful foods, this is the best food that they have access to. If this sounds like you, there are a bunch of resources to get healthy food for free or cheap. If you want to help, you might consider donating or volunteering in one of these places. Community fridges like this one are all over the city, and allow New Yorkers to conveniently donate extra food to people who might need it. Go to this link and find your nearest one. Food banks and pop-up events like these provide millions of healthy meals to families in need. These organizations are distributing meals to Bronxites as we speak, and are always accepting donations and volunteers.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. My next guests are a husband and wife duo born in the Bronx with deep Puerto Rican roots. As veteran educators, they wanted to reconnect their children to the island for which their families had migrated from many years ago. A few years back, they decided to embark on a 22-day adventure to visit all 78 placitas, or town plazas, on the island. And their emotional experience documenting the simple beauty of each town plaza became the inspiration for the book, The Road of the 78 Prayers, a pilgrimage home to Puerto Rico. And here to tell us more about their amazing journey are the authors of The Road of the 78 Prayers, Dr. Miguel David Gelpi and Laraine Batís-Gelpi. Hello and welcome.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for this lovely book. I mean, I just introduced the inspiration behind it somewhat, but I do want to open up by sharing with our viewers how you even presented yourselves in my cipher, and that is having this book delivered to the studio and gifted to me. Without knowing who had left it for me. And so I understand there's like a purpose behind that. So if you would be so kind as to share like what, I guess, compelled you to gift me this book?
Well, I will say that I think the purpose of the book, initially the purpose of the book was as a gift to our children. And so as we worked through that, it became apparent that other people were interested in what was going on, and people began asking questions, and so that's how it became a little more public. But we wanted to keep the intention, I specifically wanted to keep the intention of the book that it is a gift. And so as time has passed on, the book was published 2 years ago, and as time has gone on, we have found that when we encounter somebody who has the same mission, the same drive, the same love of Puerto Rico, the same drive to share culture, that is a privilege for us to give it as a gift. to those people who are doing the same thing. And whether it's somebody who is recovering in a hospital, which we've done as well, somebody who's an author, a poet, it just became very important for us to gift it to other people.
So how do you make money?
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
well, it's a legitimate question.
Right.
But our primary purpose was not to make money.
Right.
And it's in the title. It's a pilgrimage. It's a spiritual journey, which is what it was for us.
Right.
But the money will come, and it'll cover whatever the cost of my equipment, the cost of publishing the book and binding the book. But we really just want people to reconnect with Puerto Rico.
Right.
And it's really about, when Bad Bunny was, everyone was going to see Bad Bunny. I would just post, not I wasn't trying to be mean or denigrating their experience, but it was like, all right, well, where's Abuelita from?
Right.
So everybody knows the metropolitan area, but where is your family from? You have to go beyond there. So Bad Bunny's getting people to go to the metropolitan area, but what about Cabo Rojo?
Right.
What about, Humacao? What about Galle? Whatever. So you have to go to other places. So for us, it's a love letter. And we share it with people who love Puerto Rico because we love Puerto Rico so much. And we don't want it to become like Hawaii.
Right.
We don't want it to be lost. And the mental anguish that so many people, a previous guest of yours was talking about, I think it's a disconnect for Puerto Ricans, for Latinos, because we're disconnected from our land, from our ancestors, from the spirituality of Puerto Rico. We want people to reconnect to that. That's the purpose of this.
Yeah, and it's a visual experience, and I can't thank you enough for gifting me with it. I know we have a few images that we could share with our viewers so they can get a sense of what's in this book, because there's way more than what we're going to be showing you guys. But if we could just start sharing with our viewers some of the images. Again, as we mentioned, they focus on hyperlocal areas. Oh, we started with the mountain. The mountain shot, which was captivating to me.
This is Orocovis.
Uh-huh.
This is the mountains of Orocovis. So although we visited the placitas, on your way to and from the placitas of each town, you're going town to town, you're absolutely traveling in the interior of the island. So Orocovis was stunning.
And the next image?
This is the Placita in Isabela. One of my favorite because of the sculptures that are there. And we find that, every placita had its own flavor. So Isabela seemed a little more modern to us.
Yeah, it looks regal too. And so
Yes.
this particular image, what's this?
This is Fajardo, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, this is the Placita in Fajardo. The tile work was beautiful. And this is just one shot. We had a couple of shots of the fountain and just people in the placita there. And they have ironwork and their benches. The benches are beautiful in front of the church.
And I think that what people forget is that Puerto Rico has a Spanish colonial heritage that has, I don't want to say decimated, but has been neglected. And I don't want to, again, say that it's primarily because of U.S. involvement, but there is a before and after. And so the regalness is connected to that pre-American involvement on the island. And it connects us back to this other existence. It's beautiful.
And so, this particular photo, I thought it was fine art. It's very, very sharp and very crisp and very vibrant. But yes, we will move on to the next photo. Yes, and the colors you captured are really phenomenal.
Yes, this is in Patillas. And in Patillas, there were quite a few stores that were painted like this. And just, sometimes you have an image that captures you as you're driving along. And I just feel like the gentleman in the doorway there is just, this is what town is like. This is what, Pueblo is like. You go to the store, you socialize there, this is where family is, this is where your connections are. And that was one of the reasons why we chose the placitas, just because this is what mostly survived Hurricane Maria. The placitas were not, many of them were not decimated. This is, you still had structures standing in the placitas.
And they also
so-
serve almost like a center.
Yes.
What's the next image? Yeah, like a a central location of identifying a village.
Well, one of the reasons that we also chose the Placita was because it was the hub of social, it was the hub of religious, it was the hub of courting, friendships, baptisms, marriages, your shopping. You know, even if you were in El Campo and you farmed your own food, you may have come to town to sell it. You know, so just for many reasons.
And so, and then there's the greenery, right? This beautiful, beautiful ancient tree.
Yes.
I'm a tree lover. And then the fact that the horses, they run free in Puerto Rico.
Right. We would always joke, like, whose horse is that? You know. But
Yeah.
the hope for us is that these images will allow people to engage in dialogue. So that you can show, you know, you open up the picture and Abuelita can talk about, you know, promenading after church on Sunday or going to market or whatever, but it allows people to engage in their own personal familial story. And, you know, there are larger Puerto Rican stories, but what about me and my family?
Right. And so, do we have any more images? Or I just want to make sure.
That's a Ceiba in Vieques.
What is this?
A Ceiba tree in Vieques.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that tree looks like a tree I would want to
400
just sleep on for a day.
400 years old. I
400
think the
years
estimation
old.
is between 300 and 400 years old.
And so now we're looking at
This is the sugar, what's remaining of the sugar cane
factories.
and
Yes,
plantations.
I
This is
thought.
where the workers would live. So on site, there were housing for the workers, and this is in Yabucoa.
And I also love that you kind of captured a storm on its
Yes.
way in, which is another thing that is quite mesmerizing, is seeing the storms arrive. I mean, you know, nobody really wants to weather a storm, but it could be raining on one side of the street and not the other.
Well, one thing that was interesting was that no matter what the weather did for us, the towns that we had planned for that day, you had to go through it.
And so the last thing we have is the map, which we also have here
Yes.
in studio. But let's talk about how you were able to accomplish all of this in 22 days.
So it was 22 days over about a year and a half to 2 years. So we went back at any given time. We were both still working at the time. And once we decided that this is what we were going to do, because originally it was just going to be a set of photographs for our kids. But then we were like, well, why don't we visit every town? And so that's how it kind of started. So we took out a map.
Okay, so we're showing the image, but we want to show the actual map that we have
Right,
here in studio. And you put stars on everything.
We just sort of located every town first and then said, well, what can we do in a day? And so those became the loops that are shown in the book. The loop is just the group of towns that we did in a particular day. So you might have, like from here, you might have gone up and done here, around and back down.
Right. And so the book is divided in loops. So it's categorized based on towns and placitas that are close in proximity.
Right.
So we've suggested if you want to visit, you know, around Ponce, well, maybe you should visit these places.
Right.
Or you could do however you want, but our experience has shown that you don't want to keep driving back to Viejo San Juan every night.
Right.
So do this instead, you know, so stop in San Germán and then go
And
off
then
from
plan to
there,
stay.
you know. So that's how our book is divided. There are almost 600 pages to this little island, which is very big.
Right.
We have thousands of images of Puerto Rico in this one book.
And you also have a space where people can write their own experience.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. We felt it was important to put a page after each town so that if you have your own family memories, if you have, some people suggested putting a photograph there. We do have people who we've encountered. One gentleman is using the book now with his granddaughter. So they're planning a trip every summer. He said, I've talked her into going with me, but under the pretense of I'll pay for this. But so now he has a yearly trip with his granddaughter, which is lovely.
Well, I wish we had more time to go over this. I know I am in awe over my book, and it definitely opened up something for me. So I want to
absolutely.
thank you for
you're
blessing me with
Thank
this.
you.
And this is the page I was looking for. It's called Recuerdos, and this is like after every
town, right?
And you're able to write. And this is a wonderful way to actually explore and do it intentionally. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
And there is no book like this. This is the only book that does this for
All the
now.
towns.
You know, and they're all there, and the pictures are stunning because Puerto Rico is stunning.
Right.
and people need to go back and reclaim it and take ownership.
Well, thank you.
No,
Thank you
thank
so
you. This
much
is
for
brilliant.
bringing it here.
Thank you.
Dr. Miguel,
Our
David
pleasure.
Gelpi, and Laraine Batís-Gelpi. Thank you for this.
Our absolute
You
pleasure.
guys, if you're interested in a copy of The Road of the 78 Prayers of Pilgrimage Home to Puerto Rico, you can find it on Book Baby Book Shop. All right, and for more information on The Road of 78 Prayers, you can also follow them on IG at 78 Oraciones. That's right, we went Spanglish, mi gente. All right, don't go anywhere. Today's Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year again, that's right. The South Bronx Culture Festival returns to the Bronx. That's happening May 29th and May 30th. It's a 2-day family-oriented event it's free, to the public and features music, art, and dance forms from homegrown artists. And this year's theme is Dream Big, Stay Rooted, and a call to action to reach for the stars while remaining deeply connected to your heritage. Let's take a look at the South Bronx Culture Festival.
The South Bronx Culture Festival is a free outdoor music and arts extravaganza featuring live performances and community activity throughout the weekend. Experience music, art, and dance from the diasporas of the Caribbean, Latin America, and West Africa. Come join us this year. Dream big, stay rooted.
All right, that was a taste of the South Bronx Culture Festival coming up once again. And one of this year's featured performers is the Bombazo Dance Company, who also happens to be today's Open Artist Spotlight. And the Bombazo Dance Company was established in 2012 by Milterí Tucker Concepción, a celebrated scholar, choreographer, and dancer. And this Bronx-based nonprofit focuses on exhibiting and upholding Afro Puerto Rican bomba customs while providing various educational and community programs. And here to share more about the South Bronx Culture Festival and the arts, we welcome Casita Maria Center for Arts and Education Artistic Director Gail Heidel and founder of Bombazo Dance Company, Artistic Director Milterí Tucker Concepción. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Gracias.
Yeah, the sun is finally seeping its way through.
Things are warming up.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, Miss Gail, this is your baby. And first of all, I want to say this vibrant blue color, it is so working, yes. And I love that you always use a different color each year for the South Bronx Culture Festival. Now, what's different about this year?
Well, we have expanded the time frame for the young artists of Casita Maria to perform, so they now get an hour and 15 minutes, and we're also focusing on our teaching artists, which Milterí is one of, so that, you know, during this set, which is on Friday, the 29th of May, you can see the young artists, but you can also see them with their teaching artists and, you know, realize that they're professional artists in their own right as well. We also have Bronx Banda, which is our partnership with Arturo Farrell, and we are collaborating with his orchestra, the Afro-Latin Jazz Orchestra, so that is going to be tremendous. We'll have 25 people on on stage on
Wow.
Friday. We wrote a new composition about Casita Maria alum Benny Bonilla and his brother Richie Bonilla. And then again, Milterí with Bombazo Dance Company is going to be collaborating with the orchestra.
With the Bronx Banda and the Afro
Latin Jazz Orchestra.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so Friday night is going to be spectacular. And then, of course, Saturday, but I won't roll into that yet.
Right, well, let's talk a little bit about Milterí's involvement with the festival, because this is how many years now? Because you're also part of it almost like annually as well, in some form or another.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I've always participated since it started with my company, and we've grown together, the partnership with Casita Maria. And it's a beautiful festival, family friendly, and it just brings artists, not only Bronx artists, but artists across New York City together in our borough. So I love the activity. We participated last year with my junior company, and it was well received.
Yeah, and this year you're going to be doing a collaboration with the multi-Grammy winning Arturo O'Farrill.
Yes. Well, this is my second time
Doing it
working
with Arturo O'Farrill.
Yes, a few years back, about maybe 10 years.
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
I did a work as well with him, and this year I'm bringing some of my company members, and we're doing 2 of his works. So that's what we're rehearsing tonight as well. And I'm very honored and humbled to be invited and to be collaborating with Casita throughout the year in teaching bomba to the students, to the elementary students, and seeing them grow and be confident. And I'm excited for them to see the company as well, and the junior company performing along with them.
How many in your company now?
Oh my gosh. I lost count, but we're like 30 something.
Beautiful. I've watched you since the beginning,
Yes.
so it's really, it's admirable. And I do want us to acknowledge the fact that you now have a brick and mortar.
Yes, now we have our own space. Our organization has grown, right, organically. And we have been having our workshops there for the past 2 months. And it's beautiful. And what I like about it is that the community can see what we're doing, and you can see them smile, stop, wonder. They go like, what? What's going on here? Drum classes, even come in and take the classes with us. So yes, and we have class tomorrow as well.
and then that's beautiful for you, right, as a company, but you've partnered up with organizations and institutions such as Casita Maria for so many years.
Yeah, well, we started with Casita Maria, and some of the organizations, definitely Casita Maria, and The Point as well, and Aspira. So to have that, we don't grow alone. There's no I in growing, it's a team. And in getting to where we're at now is the partnership that we've developed along the way, but also the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about, the South Bronx Culture Festival.
Yep, it's all about community and joy and celebration, and I just love how much music and dance there's going to be all weekend long. It's my favorite time of year.
I know, it's my favorite time too, because I'm part of it too. I'm the hostess with the mostest alongside Javier Gomez from Bronxnet as well. I love co-hosting with him. And so before we go, let's just share Saturday's itinerary.
So Saturday's starting at 11 a.m. and it's running all the way till 7 p.m. So we start out with Maria Raquel, who's from Colombia originally, and she brings us all through the Latin American countries. And following that, we have our DJ sets with Uptown Vinyl Supreme, our Bronx DJ collective, which we work with every year. Kali Rodriguez Peña and Melange. He's a trumpet player, and I've known Kali as long as I've known Milterí, because he was in the original formation of Bronx Banda, which was called Blitz. Berta Moreno and La Troupe, they'll follow up Kali. Berta's in both the Afro-Latin Jazz Orchestra and Bronx Banda, so I wanted to uplift her this year. And then we have Telmari, which is super exciting, also from Havana. Kali is from Havana as well. And she is an Afro-Cuban hip-hop artist, so it's from the Bronx to Havana, back to the Bronx, so I'm super psyched about
and
that.
Infused, love that.
And then making this connection from the young artists of Casita Maria to the OGs, we have the Mambo Legends Orchestra, which has original members from Tito Puente's orchestra. And as some of you might know, Tito Puente was an alumni of Casita Maria. So it's talking about dreaming big. We can have these young artists see that people are still playing Tito Puente's music. And he started out at Casita.
I love it. I love it. And I love what you shared with regards to like certain individuals being with a band, and now you're also bringing them on independently, individually, so that you can see everybody's growth as artists, which is what this is all about. And I love the variety in it. Yeah. And so this is, I'm going to assume.
Oh, this is for you, Rhina. This is my gift.
I assume.
Yes. So we have it in blue for Friday for you. And then if you want to also wear a Casita shirt on Saturday, we have our black version.
Okay, well, we'll decide whether I'm doing Saturday. Or, you know, but I'm definitely wearing the blue. I'm like, okay, we like the black. The black is for every day.
And we'll have a mambo dance lesson on Saturday to get ready for the Mambo Legends. So that's why we featured them this year.
Love that. I love that. The mambo dancers here. All right. Well, we are running out of time, ladies, but I do want to thank you for coming on and giving us a little taste of what's in store, because we're all going to be together that weekend as well.
Yes.
And you're going to be presenting very shortly.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for bringing your dance company and your drummers as well to give us a taste of what the live presentations are going to look and feel like.
Yes, I'm excited for our students and excited for the artists working to all of us collaboratively. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to Casita and you. Thank you.
All right. Yay. All right, you guys stay tuned. Once again, Gail Heidel and Milterí Tucker Concepción, and we are talking everything the South Bronx Culture Festival, which is taking place on Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th at Father Gigante Plaza in front of St. Athanasius Church on 878 Tiffany Street in the Bronx. And for more info, you can visit casitamaria.org. Don't go anywhere, because Bombazo Dance Company is closing us out with some bomba. South Bronx Culture Festival, mi gente. Bombazo Dance Company. that too soon. I'm still gonna catch my breath. The Bombazo Dance Company, everyone! Woo! Let's give it up for the dancers. Camila Madrid. Naila T. Green. And Milterí Tucker Concepción. Musical accompaniment by the drummers Will Green y Oreste Abrantes. Woo! All right, you guys, if you're interested in learning more about how to dance bomba and or play the drums, you can visit bombazodanceco.com. All right. And also, if you would like to experience a live performance by the Bombazo Dance Company, they're going to be performing at the South Bronx Culture Festival, taking place on Friday, May 29th, and Saturday, May 30th. I'm still catching my breath, okay? It's definitely a great workout, mi gente. Once again, we're going to see you on the plaza on Friday, May 29th, and Saturday, May 30th, Father Gigante Plaza, in front of St. Athanasius Church on 878 Tiffany Street in the Bronx. For more information, you can visit the South Bronx Culture Festival. Go to casitamaria.org. All right, that's our show today, mi gente. Whew! All right, once again, this month of May makes 20 years of Open being on air. Thank you all for the years. Yes, thank you, thank you. Dame ahí un poquito. Hey! And thanks to all of our guests for coming through. And to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend and 24 hours a day at Bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin. And from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month, mi gente, and happy 20th anniversary to us.